Hello and thank you for joining us right here on Luntha Vision. It's time for news. Enjoy with me, Jacqueline Saidi. First, the headlines.
Pope Francis offers a prayer of gratitude to the Blessed Virgin Mary upon his return to Rome. Waila Maternity Wing admits nearly 600 pregnant women every month. First Lady Monica Chagrin challenges Muslim women to spearhead the fight against climate change. And in other news, Niger Junta Prime Minister hopes for a deal and agreement with West Africa bloc.
We have these and more. Stay with us. Pope Francis returned to the Basilica of St. Mary Major on Monday to offer a prayer of gratitude to the Blessed Virgin Mary for her protection during his apostolic journey to Mongolia. The Pope's visits, the ancient icon of Maria Solis Populi Romani, serves as prayerful bookends of his apostolic journeys abroad. Before departure, he travels the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major to ask for Our Lady's protection, and upon his return to Rome, the Pope returns to thank her. The Pope followed the same tradition on his return from his apostolic journey to Mongolia. We have a Vatican News report being read by Tandiwe Mzomara.
According to the Holy See Press Office, he visited the Basilica on Monday as he returned to the Vatican from Rome's Fiumicino airport. Upon his return from Mongolia, as is customary at the end of each apostolic journey, Pope Francis traveled to the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where he paused in prayer before the icon of the Virgin Solis Populi Romani. He then returned to the Vatican at the end of the visit. As a special token of his affection, Pope Francis placed a bouquet of flowers on the altar below the ancient Roman icon. A young Mongolian lady had given the bouquet to the Pope just before he boarded the papal plane in Ulaanbaatar as an expression of gratitude for his visit on the part of all the people of Mongolia. And the Pope brought that gift to Our Lady along with his prayers for the many people he encountered during his 4-day visit to the Asian nation.
In an exciting development, Malawi's DSTV subscribers will resume enjoying DSTV services on 8th September 2023. This is according to Macro's public notice dated 5th September 2023 by the authority's Director General Daud Suleiman, who has described the development as a result of a 4 September meeting in Lilongwe, which has seen the two parties reaching an agreement and understanding. Machoice terminated its DSTV services in Malawi following Macro's court injunction due to what it described as non-consultation when the service provider adjusted its tariffs. We have more in this report. We apologize for failing to give you that report. Moving forward, Waila Maternity Wing has disclosed that it admits nearly 600 pregnant women, almost doubling the capacity, and nearly 270 post-abortion cases are admitted at the facility each month. Speaking during a field trip of members of parliament from some European countries on today, Yesterday, September 4th, 2023, at the facility, District Nursing Midwifery Officer Betha Mwale said there is a need to work hard on sexual reproductive health services in the district. She cited inadequate beds and little space for patients' admission as some of the challenges the facility is facing, saying as Lilongwe District Hospital, the facility has a larger population. We have more in this report by Charity Chilanga.
Speaking when she took the members of parliament around the district hospital maternity wing, Mwale said the facility faces a lot of challenges in as far as provision of sexual reproductive health services is concerned. Among other things, Mwale said the hospital has inadequate midwives, such that only 8 midwives are working a shift that was meant to be allocated 15 midwives. She also disclosed that the maternity wing conducts 60 to 80 deliveries per day.
Challenges which we face as a district is also the space. We have a little space for our clients, the admissions, and also even the wards. They are not adequate. Looking at the population of Lilongwe District Hospital, and this facility is at the center point of Lilongwe District, and most of the patients do come here for better services. So I've taken these visitors to this facility so that they can appreciate how we are working and also the number of patients which we are taking care as a district. We've shown them the data. The data itself shows that we really receive a lot of patients.
The leader of the visiting members of parliament, Lawrence Zanchita, says Malawi should strive to deal with poverty, which is highly contributing to rapid population growth and sexual reproductive health challenges.
Here I heard it's 6. So sometimes it can lead to poverty and everything. So we have different problems, and but I think that education is the key. Education of the woman, and trying to deal with religion and cultural problems, to educate and try to reach the woman. And the young girls, to get them out and try them to understand that their body is their own part of them.
Chairperson for Malawi's Parliamentary Committee on Social Affairs, Saviokovofa, has called on the visitors to intervene in lobbying for financing and probably debt relief to ease poverty challenges.
We came here to Waila to see how are we handling some of these issues in terms of sexual and reproductive health issues. So we could see the evidence that this hospital, which was an expansion of the previous place, just in about 15 years, the place has it's looking like small now. So we have ladies sleeping on the floor, while at that time, when this was constructed like 15 years ago, it was supposed to address that problem. So we can see that some of the issues that are happening out there are what people sometimes need to call unintended pregnancies. And by the end of the day, what is happening is it is putting pressure on the health sector and in other sectors of our economy. So what is needed so much as for us as members of parliament is to make sure that people should have the education about making free choices when it comes to sexual and reproductive health.
The food trip was meant to appreciate maternity services and the burden of care at the facility. The visiting members of parliament from European countries are part of the members of the European Parliamentary Forum on Sexual and Reproductive Rights, EPF. EPF is a network of parliamentarians across Europe who are committed to protecting the sexual and reproductive health of the world's most vulnerable people. Charity Chilanga, Luntha Television, Lilongwe.
The Center for Community Organization and Development, CCOD, has called on non-state actors to take stock of their contribution to the 4 focus areas under the urbanization pillar. CCOD Executive Director Zelile Luka made the plea in Lilongwe during the MIP1 Urbanization Pillar non-state actors reporting meeting. He said as one of the most far-sighted parts of the Malawi 2063 vision in carrying out plans to transform 8 current urban centers into interconnected network secondary cities, there's a need for non-state actors to chip in to give the Malawi 2063 agenda a greater push to completion. We have more in this report by Bridget Manuka.
According to Zilile, in the Malawi 2063 Development Vision Statement for the country, urbanization is identified as one of the 3 pillars on which the national will build to achieve its development aspirations. He then called on diversity of urban stakeholders to regularly meet and appraise each other on their contributions to an inclusively wealthy and self-reliant Malawi.
The idea is we wanted to consolidate a report and submit it to government, because it has been noted that in as far as the reporting is concerned, most of the activities that are being conducted by state actors are not being taken into consideration.
Inobuild Chief Executive Officer Bide Jonathan Chiwota said the meeting is a first step as it will strengthen collaboration and networking of the urban stakeholders so that they have a strong urban advocacy front.
We need a lot of investment in the private sector, which will generate development and also which will generate employment in the sector, in the economy. So non-sector actors are actually playing a pivotal role to ensure that we attain the yardsticks in 2063. So this meeting is galvanizing that joint efforts to ensure that the government, when it's having data, it's collecting data, it's able to also articulate what non-state actors like Inobuild are also doing in pursuit of 2063.
On his part, National Planning Commission NPC Senior Developer Planning Specialist responsible for infrastructure, Maxwell Maida, said the government understands that planning for urbanization is key for building effective institutional and policy frameworks for guaranteed that urbanization processes are advantageous for the economy and the society, particularly through contributing to inclusive wealth creation that benefits larger number of both rural and urban dwellers.
The government is pushing on the various interventions. We also expect that the non-state actors and the private sector also do their part in implementing the same interventions to complement what government is doing. However, as we've been moving, much of the reporting that we've been doing on the progress that we're making is from the government institutions and development agencies from the government. But we know that the non-state actors and the private sector have also been doing quite a lot, and we have been reporting on them. So this is an opportunity for us to hear from them and also strike a partnership.
CCOD is working with the Ministry of Local Government, Culture and National Unity and the National Planning Commission as they are implementing a housing project in Lilongwe in partnership with Deswas, a German-based housing association. Bridget Manoka, Luntha News.
Remember, you're still watching news right here on Luntha Television. We'll be back after the break.
In a world where security gaps lingered and protection was compromised, a new era emerges. Introducing Dreams Security, the answer to your safety concerns, the shield that never rests, committed to your safety. Our vigilant staff is always on guard, never yielding to slumber, trained to perfection, making sure you have your peace of mind. Our cutting-edge alarm systems form a fortress of digital protection. We have skilled dog handlers, a force to be reckoned with. To ensure excellence, we provide frequent spot checks and refreshers, guaranteeing that every member of our team is at the peak of their game. Contact us today on 0980 004 009 or 0999 369 396. Dreams Security, where security knows no compromise.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, know that it's news time right here on Luntha Television. Now let's have a reminder of the headlines.
Pope Francis offers a prayer of gratitude to the Blessed Virgin Mary upon his return to Rome. Waila Maternity Wing admits nearly 600 pregnant women every month. First Lady Luntha challenges Muslim women to spearhead the fight against climate change. And in other news, Niger Junta Prime Minister hopes for a deal and agreement with West Africa bloc.
Moving forward, First Lady Monica Jabera has challenged Muslim women in the country to spearhead the fight against climate change by, among other things, raising awareness on the importance of conserving the environment. Making the remarks earlier today when she presided over the 2023 Quadria Muslim Association Women National Dawa in Lilongwe under the theme Empowering Muslim Women in the Fight Against Climate Change. Chikura observed that women are the most affected by effects of climate change, and as such they should help the government in conserving the environment. We have more on this report by Tandiwe Mzumara.
The National Women Committee Quadria Muslim Association of Malawi, QMAM, organizes the National Muslim Dawa with different themes each year to teach Muslim women understand the trend and how they can work with government to achieve development goals. According to Women National Secretary Khadija Chunga, in line with this year's theme, Empowering Muslim Women in the Fight Against Climate Change, the Muslim women would want to link the Islamic scriptures, which emphasizes the importance of environmental stewardship and the protection of the natural world.
Climate change always affects ladies. Ladies are the ones who always do a lot of businesses, a lot of farming, and a lot of businesses around the area. So we have chosen climate change because a lot of people were affected with their crops. Those who have got maize, cabbage, tomatoes, they were all affected. So we chose what are the alternatives that we can do after those things were affected. So we are teaching each other how to grow on that.
Addressing the gathering, First Lady Madame Monica Jagwera expressed her gratitude for taking part in this year's Quadria Muslim Women National Dawa and advised the Muslim women to be in the forefront in spreading climate change messages and to continue working on preserving and managing the environment in order to avoid issues associated with climate change such as flooding and drought. Concurring with Chapera, Deputy Minister of Health Halima Daudi MP said climate change highly affects women in the society, hence a need for them to be good custodians of environmental management. Also present at the event was Minister of Water and Sanitation Abida Mia MP, who advised the Quadria women to dress modestly and follow values and doctrine of Islam, and also encouraged them to teach Muslim girls in their communities to be committed in pursuing education. Mia went on to urge Quadria Muslim women to continue loving each other and to be positive contributors in national developmental activities. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
Protests led by Canadian camp politician Bon Kalinda in pursuit of forcing Malawi's incumbent president Dr. Lazarus Chakwera to resign will be held on Friday this week, with the lead protesters maintaining the war petition in the State House. A letter to Lilongwe District Commissioner Dr. Lawford Banani, the group under the banner Malawi First, says they want to bring citizen problems to the president's attention. However, their destination's possibilities remain dark with no precedent so far. We have more in this report by Robert Edward.
According to the letter, dated 1st September 2023, the pressure group calling themselves Malawi First want to lead like-minded citizens on Thursday to respectively and democratically force President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera to step down, citing the high cost of living, among others. According to the secretary of the grouping, Redison Munro, as authorized by its leader Bon Kalindo and Vice Charles Benlongwe, the president's resignation should be followed by fresh presidential election within 90 days. Their quest, according to a letter penned to Lilongwe District Commissioner Dr. Lofodi Barani, is to present their grievances to State House and through the demos advocate for a transparent and responsive government. Last week, the same protest of the same agenda was frustrated as their leader Boni Kalindo was arrested at the DC's office when he went to present a court injunction against any attempts to stop the demos, which made the protest, resulting in 2 police firing tear gas to disperse the handful protesters following a running battle between the demonstrators and some unknown individuals. Possibilities of reaching the State House is, however, gloomy, with no precedents so far. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
In international news, Niger's new Prime Minister says that there are hopes of reaching an agreement with West Africa's regional bloc ECOWAS following the group's hardline position on the coup in the country. Ali Mahaman Lamine Zayin, who was appointed by the junta, was making his first appearance at a press conference in the capital, Niamey. Further, Zaine told the media that they have not stopped contacts with ECOWAS, saying they are continuing with talks and have good hopes of reaching an agreement in the coming days. We have a BBC report being read by Charity Chilanga.
The regional bloc has threatened to use force to restore civilian rule after the 26th July coup by soldiers of the Presidential Guard, who ousted elected President Mohamed Bazoum. Their commander declared himself the new ruler and subsequently detained Mr. Bazoum and his family. Mr. Leminzen maintained that they would defend themselves if attacked, saying every preparation has been taken. He also said the negotiations were underway for the withdrawal of French troops from the country. France has about 1,500 troops in Niger, some of them deployed at an airbase near the capital. France has refused to acknowledge the coup leaders in Niamey and has said that it only recognizes Mr. Bazoum's administration as the legitimate government which has angered the junta. In response, the military government announced the expulsion of the French ambassador, and hundreds of pro-coup supporters have also been rallying against his continued stay.
Well, with that, we have come to the end of our news bulletin, but before we go, have a look at the headlines.
Francis offers a prayer of gratitude to the Blessed Virgin Mary upon his return to Rome. Waila Maternity Wing admits nearly 600 pregnant women every month. First Lady Monica Chagrin challenges Muslim women to spearhead the fight against climate change. In other news, Niger Junta Prime Minister hopes for a deal and agreement with West Africa bloc.
You have been with me, Jacqueline Saidi. Thank you very much for watching Luntha Television, and stay safe.